Interactions among living things. The interaction of the living and non-living things in an environment is called ecosystem. The living things, also known as biotic factors, include humans, plants, animals, and microorganisms. On the other hand, the non-living things, or abiotic factors, are the conditions needed by living things to survive. These include air, water, sunlight, temperature, and rocks, among others found in the ecosystem. The specialized branch of biology that deals with the study of interactions among organisms and their environment is called ecology. The scientists who study ecology are called ecologists. In an ecosystem, organisms interact with one another. Their interactions are varied. Species is one of the basic units of ecosystem that can interbreed to produce young organisms. Population is a group of organisms that belong to the same species. A bigger group that is made up of two or more populations is called community. Community is a group of populations that live together in a particular place at a particular time. In a biotic community, different species intermingle with one another. Living things interact with one another through symbiosis, predation, or competition. Symbiosis. Symbiosis is a biotic relationship between two species that live closely together in a community. Symbiosis may be mutualism, commensalism, or parasitism. Mutualism. Mutualism is a symbiotic relationship where both organisms benefit from each other. One example is the interaction between a flower and a butterfly. The flower benefits from the butterfly when it pollinates the flower. The butterfly benefits from the flower when it feeds on the flower's nectar. Commensalism. Commensalism is another symbiotic relationship in which one organism benefits and the other is neither harmed nor benefited. One example is seen in an orchid that hangs on the trunk of a tree. The orchid gets support from the tree as it obtains water and nutrients from the air. The tree is neither harmed nor benefited. Parasitism. Parasitism is a symbiotic relationship in which one organism benefits while the other is harmed. The organism that is harmed is called the host. The parasite is the organism that depends on or harms the host. There are two kinds of parasites, the ectoparasites and the endoparasite. Ectoparasite refers to a parasite found outside the host body. An example of ectoparasite is tick on the skin of a dog. Endoparasite refers to a parasite found inside the body of the host. An example of endoparasite is Ascaris, found inside a dog's intestine. Remember that organisms are wide in spectrum such as bacteria, fungi, and protists. Virus is also a parasite. Predation. In predation, one organism kills and eats another organism. There are two kinds of organisms in this type of interaction: the predator and the prey. The predator is an organism that kills and eats the other organism. The prey is an organism that is eaten by the predator. An eagle catches a mouse for food, which is the predator, which is the prey. Other examples of predator and prey are anteater and ant. Shark and clownfish, and crocodile and carabao. Think of other organisms that have predator and prey relationship in a water habitat. Competition. Another interaction among organisms in a biotic community is competition. Competition is an interaction between organisms of the same kind. It can also be between organisms of different species that live near each other and compete for limited resources, just like the deers in the picture. Rice plants and weeds in a farm exhibits competition. Each of them needs the inorganic nutrients from the soil to survive. The plant that will absorb most nutrients will win and survive. Some competitive plants might die or experience stunted growth for a certain time.